Hey guys, it's Raging Roadrunner here with another video today about how to focus fire in team fights. I know I've briefly discussed this in my first little tips video, but I felt like this deserves more discussion. I didn't go as in depth as I would like, and it's too much of a problem not to talk about some more. To start things off, I would say that about 90% of the games that I've seen are lost because of poor focus fire. The other 10% is bad team comps and just simply being less skilled than the enemy team. It happens. But focus fire causes the loss of so many games. I like to think of focus fire like playing with a Zenyatta. A good Zenyatta should always be calling out their Discord targets so that everybody on their team can do damage on the person while they have increased damage taken. And of course, as the teammates, if you're playing with a Zenyatta, your goal, your job now is to listen to who he's calling out, who he has discorded, and taking them down with him. Everyone knows how quickly you can get melted when a Zenyatta has discorded you and you get focused by the enemy team. Focus fire works the same way. When you actually work together and fight together, you can melt targets. I have had many times where I'm on Reinhardt or D.Va or some other tank and I'm full health, and as soon as a team focuses me down, if I drop a shield or whatever, that health bar can just vanish in an instant. You will hear so many times that Overwatch is a team game, so utilize your team, use them together and coordinate and focus, and you can melt anybody. I have had too many games where I'm looking around, like this one here on the screen, just wondering why aren't we killing anybody, and why are we all fighting our own fights. There has been so many different times where you have each one of the teammates is fighting a different battle, and you'll find themselves in a 1v2 or any sort of bad situation, and then they lose out because they failed to work together. It's time to stop fighting 6 different battles all at once and play the team game. So just like I mentioned as the first point in my last video, it starts with communication. So as a team, call out your targets that need to be focused and immediately identify the threats. I already talked about this point a little bit in my last video, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but everybody knows that there is always somebody causing you more trouble than the rest of the enemy team. You need to find out who that is and focus them down, and you will win more team fights. So when it comes to that, let's say like in this game here, there is either a Roadhog or a Mercy that is causing problems. Then you need to make sure you're equipped to handle it. If you can't get to the Mercy, then instead of playing Soldier and Junkrat like we are here, you need to maybe play some divers, the people that can get to the back line and disrupt it and get to that Mercy without much problem and get out safely. So consider like a Winston or a Pharah and go up from above. A Pharah can also stay out of the hook range of Roadhog. So when you have identified the problems, you gotta make sure that you are equipped to handle it. Sometimes you gotta be willing to switch off of what's comfortable to you to something that is actually gonna be able to take care of whatever threat you have on the other team. Now going back to the point I made earlier about sitting there watching 6 people fight different fights instead of playing as one team, you have to play within the comp that you created. So if you're going with the Deathball comp, you have to play the comp. You have to utilize a Reinhardt shield. If not, you might as well go something else, because why stand there and be a meat shield if nobody's actually behind it using it and they're running off and dying on their own. If you're trying to play a dive comp, you have to dive together, because the only way it works is if you dive onto the squishies, you disrupt the back line, and you focus down targets quickly together. Because Winston, if he goes in on his own and doesn't have follow-up, he's going to get melted. So you have to work together. On the other hand, if you're playing as a flanker, but you're sitting behind the Reinhardt shield and trying to spam damage from there, you're not doing your job either. If you're playing a flanker, then that means go and flank, help make picks. And then as your team, if you're playing with somebody that's playing a flanker, that means if you see them going in, don't leave them there to die. That means you have to push forward and fight with them, because it doesn't work if one person pushes in from one side while the other team stays or falls back, you have to push together. So if you fight within your comp and utilize it the way it's supposed to be utilized, then you can actually focus down the team and win team fights together. So those are the main points that I wanted to discuss when it came to focus fire. Hopefully, if you follow these tips and you start working on focusing better as a team, then you can see yourself winning more team fights and therefore more games. Also, if you feel like I've left out some points you could add to this, I can make another video continuing this or whatever. Just leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear your feedback. Also, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and stay hydrated.